I appreciate that very long answer about what the Cabinet Secretary called the wider issues. My question was narrow, though, and I would appreciate an answer to the narrow question. There will no doubt be some legal constraints around reserve powers about what can be done in practice, but I'm asking about the principle. Does the Scottish Government support boycotts, divestment and sanctions to whatever extent possible within the law against Israel?
Well, I'm sorry that I'm going to have to do this, Mr Harvie. I have to answer the question the other way around, which is that the Scottish Government needs to operate within the law. And it's really important that we do that. So it has to be the other way around. I can appreciate why Mr Harvie has the luxury sitting where he is asking the question the other way around. So we have to operate within the framework of the law. And I, as I've said to him, I am content to have a look at any ways in which we can, subject to the constraints that there are in law, to doing everything that we can, both in terms of our decision-making, but also in terms of using our voices. Can I just finish off with a bit of supplementary information? I'm advised that we cannot lawfully impose a blanket ban on support for companies based solely on the fact that companies are listed on the United Nations database of companies involved in the occupied territories. Now, this is but one example of the fact that there are lawful and legal requirements on government, and I'm sure he would wish me to make sure that the Scottish Government operates within the law. Cabinet
Secretary, I said I appreciate that the Government must operate within the law, but the Scottish Government, and I'm asking about how it uses its voice, politically, and the Scottish Government is never shy to say that it opposes nuclear weapons. It doesn't have the legal power to remove nuclear weapons from Scotland. It is not shy from opposing cuts to social security by the UK Government. It doesn't have the power to change those policies. So I'm asking the Scottish Government to make a clear principled statement about what it supports. And that will be separate to what it can necessarily do in practice, but what it supports. Is the Scottish Government able to say what its policy is? Does it in principle support boycotts, divestment and sanctions against Israel?
So, principally,
if the answer is no, just say no.
So, the Government is open to looking at all measures that are legally possible in relation to these questions, which is why I am open to understanding ways in which we can apply pressure and, if needs be, increases pressure on Israel. Because I know others are doing it, and I gave the Irish example on that. I'm just saying to Mr Harvie that he needs to understand that in government we have to operate within a legal environment. So that's the best I can do on the subject.